This is Julia Campos with Midwest Tex-Mex Radio, as well as 88.1 on La Única. I'm here with Emiliano, Guana. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm really, really good. So first and foremost, you are up for a nomination for the Guadalupe Awards for Bass Player of the Year.
Yes.
What does this accomplishment mean for you as you're furthering your career?
I think it's cool. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really neat to be recognized for what you do and your talents. So I think it's cool. I think everybody that's nominated deserves to win. I mean, they all play a part in it. So, yeah definitely. Cool.
And just from where you've been, because I know that you say you're from Colorado, you've been in San Antonio for 6 years. So what was the journey like from starting off and just kind of jumping into it and then getting to where you're at now?
So honestly, it's like a long story because so I started playing bass when I was 10 years old. Jump forward, my brother taught me how to play a lot of bass, as weird as it sounds. And then I actually moved out to San Antonio in 2015, and I was here for about 6 months, and I was playing with Joaquin Cura. I don't know if you know him. He had his own band going on. So I was playing with him for 6 months, and I learned a lot just from that time being here. I learned so much. And then I moved back to Colorado. I got with another band. I brought my brother into that band. He started singing, and then we kind of made our own band, and it was behind the scenes band in Colorado, and it was great. And then I think 2018 is when we decided to move out here together, me and my brother together, and it's been great. Since I think the transition from Colorado to here was kind of easy just because we had each other. Yeah.
So this is your first interview without your brother. How does that feel as you guys are kind of branching it out to your guys' own careers?
Well, so it's my first one without my brother. So it's a little weird and nervous because he's usually the one that's, in the spotlight, and I like to take the back seat because I'm like, hey, dude, that's all you. I'm just here, I play bass. That's it. I don't sing, He's the cuter one, so.
Aren't you guys twins?
Yeah.
But it's also that you're playing with Ram Herrera and the Outlaws, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So how has that experience have been, because he's been in the industry for so many years? How did you make that connection?
So before Ram, I was actually with Joe Lopez, Grupo Mas, and I was there with Joe for 9 months, and I wanted something different, something fresh, something new, and the band director at the time with Ram was looking for a bass player, and I would help them out every now and then. So he had hit me up and was like, hey, do you mind helping us out until we find a bass player? I was like, hey, man, I mean, if you're looking for a bass player, I'm interested if you'd want me. And he's like, oh, man, that sounds cool. If you want to come, that's cool. So that's how that happened. I got connected with Ram, and I've been with Ram now for a year and 6 months, something like that. Yeah, a year and a half. So it's fun. I like being there. It's great company. The music is on point. I love it. Yeah, definitely.
So as somebody who's been working in the industry for a very long time, and you're also collaborating with very big artists such as Ram Herrera and Joe Lopez y Grupo Mas, what do you think is something that humbles you as an upcoming artist? And on the same way, what do you think is very rewarding about working with and furthering your career?
I think it's just very humbling because I'm an out-of-state musician, and I feel like personally out-of-state musicians and artists have a hard time in this genre for the simple fact that it's Tejano music, Texas music, And so to me, to be able to have those connections, to be able to work with bigger artists like that, I think it's very humbling. It's exciting because from where I started to where I'm at now, it's just a big leap to me, I feel like. And so I think it's a really cool experience to be able to say that I've worked with some of the biggest names in Tejano music, and they're legends. So I'll always have that with me, and I think that's really, really, really cool.
And also, when we're talking about these legends, these very prestigious artists, and you as an upcoming artist, it's definitely a progressing and evolving thing that Tejano music has once been versus what it's becoming. What do you think when we're taking the past Tejano music and combining it with the present? What do you think is the main connection between the two?
Well, I think a lot of the newer generations, they have family that played Tejano music in the past, so there's that generational connection. As far as the music standpoint, I hear a lot of the synth keyboards coming back from the 90s. You hear those drum samples from the 90s coming back. There's a lot of stuff that it comes full circle. And I think that'll always be the connection with Tejano music, is that us as, the younger generation, I mean, there's even younger than me, but they try to implement what, their parents did or what their grandparents did to try to keep the Tejano standard alive, So I think that's the big connection there, is that the generational connection with the families.
Yeah, I definitely agree. When it comes to generational, it's up to the older generation to pass on why it's so important and get people and the kids, like very young youth, involved in knowing that this is important. This is who Ram Herrera is. This is who David Lee Garza is. And then also taking that and combining it. And even like Selena, when we look at like upcoming artists such as like Jenny B, and she also promotes Selena, it's definitely... You're right. It's like a combination. It has to pass down through generations. I appreciate it. I like that answer. So we're about ready to wrap up our interview. But just for a fun question, besides your own music, what is your favorite Tejano song?
Oh, man. You put me on the spot. Okay, so I always said this. And I might get a little lashback just because people's opinions are very strong. But I think the best vocally sung Tejano song ever in the history of Tejano is this song called Oi by Rebecca Valadez. And if you haven't heard Oi by Rebecca Valadez, I recommend you go listen to that song, because her vocals on that song is just amazing. As far as like the Tejano progressive stuff, I would say Jay Perez Una Vez Más. That's probably one of the best progressive Tejano songs, because you have the sax in there, you have the guitar leads, you have everything that puts Tejano together in one song, and that Jay Perez song. But vocally sung, Oi, Rebecca Valadez, all time. That's my one right there. Yep.
Well, thank you very much for your time and an amazing interview. Definitely looking forward to see what you have to bring in the future. And congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. And this is Julia Campos with Midwest Tex-Mex Radio, as well as 88.1 on La Única.